I had to stop and think for a moment. And then I thought of my mother. You see, she was the strongest black woman I had ever known. And her name was Harriet. So I take her name, Harriet. And from that day on, they called me Harriet. No more Little Minty. When, as I said, Mr. Brothers wouldn't fix me up with nobody. But in 1844, I get married anyway. Get married to a free man. That's right, Mr. John Tubman. John Tubman was a tailor, and John Tubman see me one day coming through town and get his eyes fixed on me a long mercy. That man just come after me and come here. I got time to buck. He going out here. I got things I got to do, but he just coming after me, and Lord, he wore me down. He wore me down, yes he did. I love me some John Tubman. Well now, me and John Tubman, we go on for a while, and then y'all know eventually we'll have it, right? We don't stand there, bro. Yeah, that's right. That's right. And I remember Harriet from Tubman. That's right. Well now, John is a free man. I is a slave. It's worrying me. What if John just get to walking one day and just keep on walking? What if they sells me off to another plantation? I go to him, I go, John, honey, I'm worried about us. You see, John, I'm feeling like I want to run north. I want to be free. John say, Harry, girl, what are you talking about? I say, John, what about us? I love you, John. What if they send me off? What's going to happen to us, John? John said, look, Harry, I don't want to hear no more of that talk. You stop that foolish talk, you hear? Girl, you can't run up north. When you run up north, don't you know that they bring you back down south and they bring you deeper in the south? Run away from your people, and you'll never see them. I tried to rest with that, y'all. I swear, I tried to rest with that. But that thing freedom, it was riding. What about that? It stayed on my mind. When I got sent back that last time, and Mr. Brothers got mad at me, wouldn't hire me out no more. Mr. Brothers told me I seemed like I was fit for working out in the field. Well, I ain't mind that. I was small, and I was a girl. But I tell you, I could swing that axe just as strong as any man to split that wood. Yes, I could. Also, I got to work out there with my daddy, Ben Ross. Ben Ross was kind of like what y'all would call a supervisor, right there in the lumber yard. So I worked side by side with my daddy every day. I didn't mind a bit. Worked out there in the sunshine. It was hard work, but I ain't mind. Besides that, my daddy teach me a lot of things, y'all. Y'all know what my daddy teaches me? My daddy teaches me all about the plants and the herbs. My daddy teaches me which ones is good for eating, which ones is good for medicine. My daddy teaches me about how the moth grow on the north side of the tree. And my daddy makes me study the constellations, and he shows me the North Star. My daddy teaches me how to walk through the woods, and can't nobody hear. I think my daddy was preparing me for something. What y'all think? Y'all think so? Yeah. She said, yeah, I think so. I think my daddy knows what kind of dough that he got. And I think he knows that one day she might fix it in her mind. She ain't standing this thing called no slavery. So my daddy teaches me a lot. I begged John the third time and John says no. So I forget about begging John anymore. I get a couple of my brothers, and we run. One day we gone. 2 days we gone. My brothers get scared. They go, Harriet, we got to go back. I say, what? No, it ain't no going back when you're moving towards freedom. No, there ain't no going back. They say, Harriet, but what about the rest of the family? What if they take that out of mine? No problem. nothing about it. More than that, my brothers just kept telling me they was going back. Can't let them go back by themselves. So I turned around. After 2 days in freedom, I had to turn around and walk right back into the belly of that beast. And y'all know what? Y'all know what? When I get back, ain't nobody missed her. You see, Mr. Brothers had himself so many slaves, ain't nobody ever missed her. Well, I knew right then I was going to run again. And this time I was going like my friend told me, all by myself. And y'all know I did run. Y'all know that, right? And y'all know I made it too, don't you? Yeah. That's right. After 30 years in slavery in 1849, I stepped into Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I looked at my head and Lord, thank you, Jesus. I'm free. I'm free. I'm free. When I wasn't happy in freedom, because y'all wasn't free. My family was still back there in slavery. My heart felt for them every day. My mind stayed on them every day. I took me a job with the church that helped me when I get free. And I get to know other abolitionists. I get to know about the Underground Railroad even better. Even though I traveled myself from the south to the north via the Underground Railroad, and let me tell y'all, first time I heard about this here Underground Railroad, one of the other slaves tell me about this here white woman, say that she helped any slave that want to run away to freedom. Ooh, I have to muster up a lot of courage. I get it together though, and I walk right on up to her door, and I knock. She opens the door, and I stand there, and I'm like, I remember Harriet Ross, and she said, running the Freedom Child? I said, yes. Y'all know that white woman invites me right on in? Lets me sit down, fixes me some food, gives me a place to rest, and upon my departure, she handed me some change, she handed me a mat, and she handed me a nice quilt for keep warm. She told me that I had to travel to the next station via this here Underground Railroad. I said, you mean they got a railroad run under the ground? She said, no, child. She said, where you is now is what they call a station on the Underground Railroad. And the Underground Railroad is a bunch of freedom-loving individuals, black and white. And they know that God ain't never meant for nobody to have nobody else's no slave. So they put their own safety and freedom in the way to help people running from slavery. She tells me how you go from station to station or from one safe house to the next safe house. She tells me the way you recognize the safe house is to look in the window. What's in the window, y'all? A candle. A light. That's right. And if you don't see that, you can look upon the line, the clothesline. If you look upon the clothesline and see what? That's all right. It's our history. We study it together. Listen good now. If you said it. Oh, I got good ears. Can't see well, I got good ears. A quilt. If you see quilt hanging upon the line, especially if it was a log cabin on that quilt with a North Star right in the middle, you know you at a safe house. So when you knock on the door, person asks, who is it? You must answer, a friend of a friend. Well, they answers you back, a friend of a friend, and you re-answers, or friend over friend. Y'all understand? Yes. So if you ever want to get to running, y'all look for them safe houses, you heard? That's right. And you look for your friends, you understand? That's right, that's right. Well, now, y'all, as I said, I familiarized myself with some more of these abolitionists and conductors on this here Underground Railroad. And God speaks to me. Say, Harriet, I want you to go back into the South.